Hello, how's everybody doing today? This is Mike Owens again with another episode of Big O's Moto. Hope everybody's had a good New Year celebration. It's 2021. Let's hope that this year is better than last year because that was the craziest upside down year I can ever remember, and I think we can all agree to that. So without further ado, we're going to go into what we're doing today, and let's finish putting a motor together here and get the clutch basket and all that on. So with that, let's cue the music. All right, folks. Today on the great episode, Big O's Moto. Thanks for watching today and subscribing. Much appreciated. If you hadn't subscribed, please subscribe. All right, today we're working on this the right side of the CR250, and I'm about to put the Kickstarter gear in, the idler pulley, and we're going to get to the clutch basket, and we're going to put all this stuff back on. Already got the gear shift mechanism in. I did that on the last video. And before I got started, for safety, I went ahead and put a towel in here on top of the crank because I don't want washers, parts, or anything to fall down in there. As you know, if you've done this before, if something falls in there, you got to split the cases open and get it out. So this will stay in there until we get top of the motor on. So we'll start with the gear shift lever, and you'll see I'll refer to my blueprint and some photos I took last spring when I took the motor apart, and we'll get started. Alrighty, let me put my little work apron on. Try to stay clean as possible. I keep my clothes from getting nasty. I don't think I've ever talked about this. This is the best investment I had was working on bikes as far as clothes. Promotion. It's backwards. Motion Pro is a big bike company. They've been in business since 1984. They got good stuff. So I've got some of the tools that they have, and they make good stuff. So it's got pockets down here, and it's got some hangers for tools and stuff. You put tools in there, and yeah, they make good stuff. So anyway, okay, idler gear. Starting with the blueprint here, which I've already got the pin on there, ring pin. It's in lock position. Put that gear on, and then let's see. Yep. Then you got this part here is supposed to match up. What's it say? There's align punch marks and install the starter ratchet, install the ratchet spring. So there's a punch mark. Okay, there's a punch mark. I think it's a punch mark. I can't even see. There's a punch mark. And there's a punch mark. So that slides right there. Pretty doggone close. Go back to diagram. We got a spring. That's the back side. And on the front side, let's see. We got the front of the gear. We got a washer. And then the spring. Okay, spring sits inside that little hole right there. Make sure I got it right place. Yeah, like that. And then the collet goes on top of that. Looks like that's all there is to it. There. That don't go on there. Okay, that's together. I'll let that sit right there. Idler puller goes on. Which way is idler pulley facing? Or does it matter? Don't look like it matters. Let me look at my picture. Blow that up. Don't like it matters. Whoops. And that's one thing you don't want to happen is the punch marks are still together. We'll put that in there like where the spring come out. Where's that hole at? Let me move the collet. There it is. Stick that in there like that. Stick the collet on. Okay, let's get the gears matched up. Swing that dude. What's the problem here? Swing that dude around here. Let me get a pair of pliers. Well, it keep jumping out of the little. That right there is supposed to sit in a little hole. Oh, now that's seated right. I just didn't have it seated correctly. Drop that back down that hole there. Let's got it back on. I'm going to take the collet off for now and leave it off out of the way. There, now it's in there. Collet back on. And that matches up with the picture, as far as I can tell. I guess it don't sit perfectly. Okay, looks good. All right. Let's see what we do next here. Okay. Okay, we got that on. So now we'll do the temporarily install the clutch outer guide, needle bearing, and clutch outer. Okay, outer. Is the outer. So we'll go ahead and put this thing on. This is the main bearing shaft here, if you're wondering. So we'll get that on. And later on, we'll use a aluminum washer. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, that gear. What's the gears going up and down? I can't torque it yet because, well, the piston is going up and down. Got that in, got that in. Let's do what we've been waiting on. Alrighty. I'm ready to slide this Pro X clutch basket on here. We're missing some. Oops. I'm going to have to track down some parts. Let me go find them. Okay, we're back. Took me a couple of minutes to find something. I got all these Ziploc bags with everything labeled, and I happen to have this bushing right here was in the wrong bag. So I had to do a little searching. I thought, oh my goodness, I hope I didn't lose that part. And I didn't. I had it right up here beside my iPad, and just had to hunt it and find it in the right bag. So we're on the right track. I'm putting a little 4-stroke oil on this needle bearing before I put it on. It's been sitting out for months, so it kind of didn't hurt to put that on. So there, we'll put that on. And then we'll get the clutch bearing off. Yeah, that's right. There. Fits there right real pretty. Okay. What we got next? Put stuff in the wrong place. You ain't supposed to do that, Michael. Truss washer. That'll fit there. See, now I gotta find another washer. I don't have the washer. Move the stuff out of the way. Where you at? It ain't you. Well, let me track down another part. We'll see if we can find it here in a minute. Back. Okay. I had to step away for a little bit on this clutch basket. I couldn't find the washer that's supposed to go on this clutch basket. Sometimes your washers get misplaced, and I had these out. Some of these go to the lower linkage bearings and stuff. So none of them fit. So I had to measure the counter shaft on this, and it was 22.4 millimeters. So I went to the parts store, and they didn't have anything big enough. They said, you'll have to go to Lowe's. So I went to Lowe's Hardware and went through what they have in stock and measured the inside diameter. Well, I found this common washer that will fit on there perfect, but as you can see, it's really thick material compared to that. You say, well, you can't use that, it's too thick. I know I'm sounding cheap because I want to get the engine back together, and I don't want to have to order a part from Utah, OEM washer from Utah, and wait on it for a week to get here. So I'm going to take this washer that fits that. I'm going to cover the engine up because I'm fixing to make some sparks fly. And I'm going to take my grinder and I'm going to grind this surface down on the back side and make this thing thinner, as close to this as possible, because that's kind of a common. It's not a lot I got to take off, but I'm going to grind it down. And of course, it's really too big around. So I'm going to try to make this thing smaller. Probably the right thing to do is to order a new washer, but we're going to wait a week. So We're going to grind this down a bit. Okay, we're back. I've got this washer ground down. Let's see if you can see that. It's not perfect. It's not perfect round, but I used this washer here that goes with the lower linkage bearings, and I got it ground down to the same thickness, and I ground around as best I can the outside diameter. Nothing changed on the inside diameter. And when I put that thing on there, it's almost just perfect. So that's kind of like, oh, you took a shortcut and did some jerry rigging, but after all, it's just a washer. That's all it is. It's just a truss washer. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called I'm sorry, I misquoted. A thrust washer. So it fits on there. It's just a hair big. It's 1.5 millimeters big, but it's pretty close to the same diameter. So we're going to go with that. It should work. So moving right along, and next item. Throwing stuff. Next item. I should have cleaned this out good. Hit it. Woo! Brake cleaner getting all over me. I'm going to have to blow this out. It's got some dirt inside there. But while we're discussing the clutch center, before we get to that, it's hard to see. It's got surface cracks around here. And I thought, well, this thing's in bad shape and I probably need to replace it. And consorted with my fellow Facebook Honda CR owners, sent them a picture. And I says, does this need to be replaced? Because I'm not real sure on this thing. I've never messed with a clutch on a two-stroke. And they said that's just surface. It's not going to matter. Don't worry about it. You're good to go and you can use it. So we'll move right along and get this thing put on after I blow it out. Alrighty. Got this thing blown out. We got our washer on. We'll go ahead and slide that dude on there like that, like so. And now, the moment I've been waiting for. In this stage of the game, it's time to put the clutch disc and clutch plates back on. And as you know, they go one metal plate and one cork plate, cork plate. And I've had these setting in transmission fluid since yesterday, so now comes the greasy part, the oily part of putting these on. So they're saturated real good in transmission fluid. It's not the oil I'll run. I'll run what is specified per OEM specs. Let's see, that was the cork, and here's the surface. Hard to do this laid on the side, but I got that gear shifter on the other side, so it makes it a little hard for it to lay it over. And they recommend that you soak these for at least 30 minutes in some type of oil or transmission fluid. So let's get this dude on there. Some of these are stuck together. Some oil on there. Hard to get them apart. Here we get one. Get one of those, wipe it off real good. My garage tends to get dusty, so I can pull them apart. There's that one. May have to get a screwdriver. Oh well, go with that one. And last one. Last one to go on. Awesome. There we go. Just thing down in the floor. There. Got those dudes on there. gonna talk a few minutes. I'm doing this kind of backwards. You're supposed to lay this thing over when you're putting all the clutch pieces on, but I don't have an extra hand to hold everything, so I had to go ahead and put the engine in, mount the engine in, so I could have something to hold to, because it's getting kind of difficult. If I had a spare hand, it'd probably been easier, but I don't have a spare hand right now, so anyway. Let me get this piece curled up. This little thing right here is supposed to be curled up so kind of locks it in there, don't come off. And I've torqued that 59 foot-pounds, because that's the specification call for, but get this. There it goes. You got to get that piece turned up against the nut. There we go. That's good. Takes care of that. Oops, I need some springs. There we go. Get that on there. Springs on there. Well, come on, start. Let's get tea in. Can't work without a tea handle, that's for sure. I'm kind of at the point of no return. I've got to get the water pump on. I've got to get the water pump side on. I've got to get the clutch cover on, because I don't want to leave these clutch plates dry. So as soon as I can get the water pump together and get this whole right side on, I can go ahead and fill it up with oil, because I've already got I found the oil cap. I'm going to get a red oil cap, anodized red oil cap, put on it, but I got the factory black one. Oh. That's better. That's easier. And the oil cap on the bottom, of course, is magnetic, so any kind of metal shavings, debris, well, debris will just, gravity will pull it down to the bottom. It'll pull it all to the bottom. When I go to change oil, any metal parts will stick to that magnetic oil plug, and I can just wipe it off, stick it back in. We're all good. So as soon as we get this together. All right, torque this 7 foot-pounds. Oh, uh-oh. That was too much, folks. I just broke that thing. This thing is not... Wow. Wish that hadn't happened. This thing is not giving me a good reading. I broke that bolt. I might take that now. When I torque that thing down, you're supposed to feel it click, and I'm not feeling the click. You see it just broke and kicked that spring out. So I'll have to drill that out and get another bolt. So I'm gonna go with this old-fashioned torque meter here. That torque wrench there is I bought it at Harbor Freight, but apparently it's not that great. So I'm going to use this one. I don't trust it. This one I'll have to individually have to read it. I'm gonna have to get a digital one. I need to get a good one. One that's digital. It's hard to read this thing. I can't see it. Get up here, I guess. So I guess I'll be drilling this out. Oh well, things happen. I over torqued it and I broke it. So I'm going to have to drill it out. I was hoping to make progress today and get this, have this thing done, but looks like we're going to have a setback. Okay. All right, folks. Back. What I just run into was a temporary setback. It was no big deal. When I tried, after I broke the bolt, I tried to drill a hole. I was going to get it out with the knees out, but I got to noticing it's going so fast. It was actually pushing that broken bolt. I'll show you what it looked like. It was pushing the broken bolt out the back side of the clutch here. Clutch, where this thing goes. And it was going out the other side, so I just took everything off and put the clutch plates back in the transmission fluid and got a hold of it with a pair of pliers and pushed it out the other side. Well, I thought I was going to have to order a new bolt. Well, you can. It is the same thread pitch as all the other bolts that go on here. The only difference is the head size. The clutch bolts are a 10 millimeter head, and all these other little bolts on here is an 8 millimeter. So I can, and they're the same length. So essentially, I went through my spec bolt box that had all my brand new bolts in it, and I matched up a bolt with the same length, same thread pitch, of course. It just have a different size head. Still going to put the same washer on there, so it's not a big deal. So we're going to be able to put this thing back together without having to order anything. It's not, yeah, you could say, well, you're using a different size head, so you're taking a shortcut. Yeah, but then again, no, not really. So we'll put this thing back on, lock it in place. There's my homemade washer. And I'll just go ahead and put all this thing back together. Anyway, here we go. It's going to be a little harder this time because, and it's going to be messier. I probably didn't need to put the clutch plates back in the transmission fluid. I probably could just laid them up there and been done with it, but I thought I was going to be on a long wait for a part that I really don't have to have. So we can put all this back together.